Jimmy K here, Metal Voice. Look at this. The Metal Voice shirts are now on sale. Just go to the video description to find out on how you can purchase one. Metal! All right, here we are, live in Montreal, the construction capital of North America. The one, the only Blaze Bayley, who I probably interviewed now about, I don't know, 17 times.
Yeah, it's great to be back, Jimmy. It's absolutely fantastic. This is one of my very favourite places in the world. I love coming to Canada. From my first appearance here at Piranha Bar and meeting you guys, all of the Canadian fans have been so supportive. It's great to be back. We've got something a little bit special planned in the set tonight because it's Canada as well. So I'm very, very happy to be here. And I've told them that they've got to take out extra insurance on the building because my fans are going to take the roof off this place tonight.
So we are live and we are videotaping this. So just to tease everybody, what are those plans?
Well, there's a song coming up and we've been rehearsing it for something else and we thought, well, maybe we'll put that in. So Sign of Something is in the set list tonight. It was in last night, we tried it, started going pretty well, so we're looking forward to that.
All right.
Most of the set revolves around my trilogy.
Yes.
There are 3 albums that tell one story. It's about a man called William Black. And the final part of the trilogy, which is mostly this tour, is the redemption of William Black, is the part 3 of that. And what is incredible is that fans that have seen me 5, 6, even 10 times have been telling me that this is their favourite set list of mine over the years. So it contains a lot of new songs, so that's really, really nice to hear. We're very excited.
Which leads into the live CD, which if Nicola can get me the live CD so I can just show everybody.
Get that live CD.
And we are live
immediately
with, thank you very much, Nick. Here it is. This is the live CD, which is basically what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of Iron Maiden, and it's a greatest hits of the 3 albums.
Yes,
right?
It's what I wanted to do over the years. I wanted to do the studio album, the tour, and then at the end of the tour, record the set list so that as a fan, you've got your album, you saw the tour, and then you've got a live album of that. And I haven't been able to do it up to now. I have great management now, and when I told them this idea, they're very supportive. And I also have a very talented guy in my band, Chris Appleton, who also mixed and produced the Live in France CD, and he said he's gonna take it on. So now every tour we'll be trying to do a live recording and produce a live CD of the set list of that tour.
Wow.
And it's something I wanted to do for a long time, but I didn't have the people around me before to be able to make that possible. So
live in France, you can pick it up here
tonight.
The tour is tonight. Here it is.
Yeah.
So in the Montreal area, here you go, guys.
Here in Piranha Bar tonight.
All right. So what's next? Okay, you've done 3 albums, the trilogy.
Yeah.
So what's next? You're going to maybe another acoustic album, maybe some. Are you working on anything?
The acoustic album that we did,
Last
December Wind, is really big, and it was a lot of energy to do that. So I'm really happy with the way that's turned out, and now I'm letting the dust settle creatively and see how I feel. The trilogy is over, it's 3, it's done, that story is told. So I'm going to see how I feel now about what to do with the next album. The tour goes on, and we have more dates for the Eagle Spirit tour, which goes right up to December. This summer, I'm doing a very special set at all my festival appearances. It's 25 years since I joined Iron Maiden. And I wanted to celebrate that because it's a really positive anniversary. I really loved being in a band. I learned so many positive things and it's turned out really well for me. So
is this all Iron Maiden? All Iron Maiden songs?
It's my songs. It's my era songs from Virtual 11, from X Factor, and at each festival in the summer, we're calling it the 25 set because it's 25 years, and it's the last time I'll do that many Iron Maiden songs together. But what's happened is a lot of fans who either didn't know about me before these albums were re-released, or they never got the chance to see me live, and there's a lot of people there that come to my gigs. Almost each time someone will come and say, the last time I saw you was 1996 or something like that. I go, well, I've got 11 solo albums. I've toured almost every year. How come you didn't see me? So this is kind of a way for us to say, hey, I'm alive, I'm doing this, come and listen to my solo work, and so far it's going pretty well.
All right, a little trivia for those Iron Maiden fans. When you were recording Virus, what was it like? What was the atmosphere with the pros, the cons? What do you remember from recording that track?
It was very, very unusual. Out of all the songs that we did, that the whole band, all 5 people, were contributing to the writing of that song. So it wasn't that somebody came and said, I've had this idea, or 2 people said, we've had this idea. Everybody contributed to that song, and then we recorded it, you know, in a way where we rehearsed it and then put it together. Since we did that version, which is on Best of the Beast, then I do my own version of Virus. It's my own arrangement that suits me and the band. So we do our own version, and a version of that is on the live album.
There we go.
And so far, everybody that hears our version likes it. But we never played that live with Iron Maiden. So I think that's a real plus for me, that you could never see that song live with Iron Maiden. They'll never play it live, and we never played it when I was in the band. So it's really nice when you see people singing along and you know they've never heard the song live before. It's their first time, so it's something that we enjoy doing.
All right, another one, The Sign of the Cross.
Yeah, that's
what was it like
so
in the
huge,
studio? Man, is this long too long?
It
Maybe
was
the middle
a huge challenge because it's such an involved song that no one could remember how the song went. So you get somewhere and someone would mess up. So with that song, and it was the only one in all the time that I was involved with Maiden and all the songs that we wrote, that was the only one where we had to go, okay, we're going to have to piece this together. We record this part, and then we get that right, we get the groove. Now, then we record this part, and then they had to put it all together afterwards. And it wasn't until we actually heard all that put together that you heard the song complete. Of course, it's a fantastic song.
It is.
And then we played it live many, many times on the tour, and it has such an atmosphere and a vibe to it. But that's the only way. We had to take it to pieces, learn each part, and put it together. So.
And I'd love to know, that's exactly what I wanted to know. What about, now the big one, the Clansman? What do you remember being in the studio?
Oh, that's huge in so many ways, Jimmy, because I remember Steve Harris coming into the studio with a bit of paper, and he said, what do you think of this idea? And he just sang it to me very quiet and played it very quiet. I said, it's amazing. I said, absolutely. He said, you sure? I said, it's fantastic, man. That is absolutely fantastic. And that was the Clansman. And it went from that little acoustic thing and a bit of an idea, and then we rehearsed it all together, and there was a real magic about it as well. And I think because of the subject of the song, you know, there was a lot of things against Maiden at that time. A lot of promoters had lost confidence. CD sales were down at that time. And to be singing that song, and the spirit of that song being about freedom and holding on and not knuckling down, not changing direction, not doing anything like that, but really staying true.
It's a global meaning. It's
a
global sort of
staying true to yourself. And that was really special, and you could never predict the impact of that song live was just fantastic, man.
Now I'm fascinated. Two more, and that's it. Okay, Futureal and Man on the Edge. What do you remember in the studio when you were recording those?
Futureal was. Steve came to me and said, I have this fast idea. What do you think? Have you got anything for it? And I had these lyrics that I'd been working on, which based around paranoia. And, you know, they say that if people are after you, then you're not really paranoid. If everybody is out to get you, then it's not paranoia. And that's what the lyrics were about. And I said, well, let's try this. And that was it. It was turned into Futureal. And it was fantastic, and it was a set opener. And for Man on the Edge, that was one of the very first ideas that I had. I went to Yannick Gur's house, and he's got a little home studio there, and we sat down, we were going through things. And that song is based on the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas, which really touched me. I know it may sound really cheesy, but the guy is pretending to go to work every day because he is ashamed that he's been fired from his job. He's been let go from his job. When I was a very young man and I had a paper round when I was at school, I did exactly the same thing.
You lost your mind on the paper round.
I went to that paper round every day because I was scared of my stepfather and what he would say if he found out that I didn't have my paper round, that I'd been fired by the shop. They said, we don't want you anymore to deliver papers. And I was so scared of my stepfather that I went every day out of the house at 7 a.m. to give the appearance that I still had that paper round. And so that when I saw that movie Falling Down, it really resonated with me. And then it came together so quickly. I said, oh, we'll try this. And Yannick said, yeah, a bit of this. And then we took it and we said to the rest of the band, what do you think about this? And it just went great. And it was the first single chosen from the album. The video was great. Yeah. So for me, that was the first hit song. Yes. Really a real hit. It was top 10 all over the world in the rock charts. So that was the biggest thing. It was incredible that I'd been a part of it. Yeah. I've written a lot of songs before that, but that was so meaningful to me that it was something that resonated with me personally, and it was this big song that went everywhere, and my idea was good enough, and that was something very special. And that confidence that I got from working with the band, that's transferred to my solo work. And if you listen to the Infinite Entanglement trilogy carefully, you can see direct influence.
Absolutely.
More perhaps than on my other albums, of working with the guys in Maiden and learning all of those things, and big melody parts, and making sure the instrumental really says something. It's one of the things when I was working with Steve Harris, he said, it's not just the instrumental, it's as important as the vocals. It has to do something. It has to go somewhere. It has to tell its own story. And I've kept that. Yeah. And working very closely with Chris Appleton on the recording of my trilogy, it's been really, really good.
You know what? Thank you very much. And those are 5 songs that we spoke about that are Maiden classics, not only in the Blaze era, but in the overall Iron Maiden era, and I'm sure everybody can agree to that. Blaze, thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Blaze, live in France, is that what it's called?
Live in France. Yeah, live in France, because we made it in France, Jimmy.
Yes. Well, there you go. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next year.
Okay, yeah.
Jimmy K here, Metal Voice. Look at this. The Metal Voice shirts are now on sale. Just go to the video description to find out on how you can purchase one.